Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Breaking Cinematic Universes. I, of course, am Trevor, joined as always by Patrick. And I need to get something off my chest here.
Yeah.
I need to get into something here.
What you got? What you got?
I was recently called a jerk, which for me is a regular occurrence.
I was gonna say, what is that surprising anyone?
Not many people. Which is kind of why I cosplay Star-Lord, because he's kind of a jerk. So, yes, I was downplaying Patrick's love for Dune. Mm-hmm. I was downplaying the movie. I actually went and watched the trailer. Having now watched the trailer, I can say the trailer itself is visually stunning. Mm-hmm. I'll say that. It just seems like too many moving pieces.
Dune is one of the most complex books written.
Yeah,
just the first book. First book.
I'm sorry. If I go to a freaking movie, I don't want to have to think. I don't.
Yeah, I do. I want to think. So I will say that when the first movie came out in theaters, they literally had a pamphlet that they gave people of the terminology of the houses, of the different factions, so that way people understood what the heck was going on, because it's way too difficult to explain in a movie.
No.
It should be a miniseries. It should be a miniseries.
It should. And, CBS All Access is getting The Stand, which is one of my favorite miniseries of all time. Gary Sinise, Bill Fagerback, whatever the heck his name is, the guy from Coach.
M-O-O-N, that spells moon.
Yeah. But to say I was downplaying it like you were talking about in My Little Pony reboot.
I don't know. I got a kick out of it. I had to send it to you because I got a kick out of it.
I was laughing my ass off when you sent it to me. But here's the thing. I've never on this show ever said I'm not an asshole.
That's true.
I pretty much make people know I'm an asshole in real life. And it's not because I'm not the kind of asshole where it's like I'm going to say purposely hurtful things to people. I don't. I'm very blunt, very straight to the point, and very unapologetic on things. Because if you piss me off, if you do something wrong, I'm going to let you know about it.
Yeah.
Now, could I have handled last week's show with your love of Dune a little bit better? Absolutely. And this is my apology to you. I could have handled that better. Not everybody is going to like every movie that's out there. I'm sure there's movies I've watched that you would probably absolutely hate. I doubt it, because you and I probably have very similar tastes in movies for the most part, minus Dune.
I'm going to send you a list of movies to watch.
There's only one movie. There's only one movie.
The Room.
No.
Yeah.
No. I've already seen it like 15 times, and I watched the the James Franco movie.
Yeah. It's so good.
Oh, hi, Mark.
I did not hear there. It's bullshit. I did not hear there. I did not. Hi, Mark.
Yeah. There's only one movie.
What's that?
The movie that shaped me as a child. Well, there's two of them, technically. Ghostbusters. Technically three, actually. I just thought of a third one.
All right.
These are movies that I watch for. Sorry. I know I keep coming up with a list, but movies keep popping in my head. There are 4 movies that I used to rent religiously at the video store. 4 movies. Ghostbusters. Monster Squad.
Good movie. Very underrated.
The Phantom Tollbooth.
Ooh.
And Newsies.
Really?
Yep, I love Newsies.
Wow.
I hate the Broadway adaptation with a passion. I tried watching it. They just changed way too much from the movie.
I thought that was originally on Broadway.
It might have been, but what was in the movie that I loved, the songs, everything, there were some of the same, but they changed up
Mm-hmm.
lyrics, they changed up this, they changed up when the song was sang, so on and so forth. It was just, to me, a complete cluster. But you don't come here to listen to me and my opinions of 80s and 90s movies. Ooh, that could be another podcast for
I was
us.
gonna say I'm gonna go for that. Let's talk about some Jean-Claude Van Damme movies and Steven
Actually,
Seagal.
no. I'm going to go even better than that.
What, Reb Brown?
Rapid Fire, starring Brandon Lee and Powers Booth.
Ooh, I have not seen that.
Oh, it was Brandon Lee's movie that got him the Crow.
I have not seen that, so I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyways, but you don't come here for that. You come here to listen to Breaking Cinematic Universes, where we talk about cinematic universes, Marvel movies, DC movies, Ghostbuster movies, whatever cinematic universe is being created. Jurassic Park, whatever's being kicked around on Trevor's
My Little
desk
Pony,
right now.
apparently.
My Little Pony. Do they have? Yeah, I don't know. My Little Pony. They have movies and TV shows. So that's a universe.
Oh, speaking of which, I've decided what I'm dressing my Dalmatian up for Halloween.
Yeah, what's that?
The Dalmatian from Paw Patrol.
Oh, that works.
Yep, just put a fire hat on him and a fire coat.
Yeah,
he's good to go.
I think Kirby's going to dress up as Captain America. I think that would be fitting.
I can see it.
Every single every Halloween he's going to be a different Marvel Jack Kirby creation. So that's
nice.
The goal. Yeah.
So Henry, I think his name is Henry. Is his name Henry?
Yeah. Well, actually, it looks like Herney.
I apologize to you. I apologize to Patrick. But just know this: I am an asshole.
Yeah, I knew that already.
In every great podcast, just like in the real world, you have to have that balance of light and dark.
Yeah.
And Patrick's too nice of a guy.
I don't know.
Patrick's too nice of a guy.
I try to be nice. I try to be thoughtful and understanding. At least I try. Sometimes I'm not. So,
but there has to be the asshole every so often.
I guess every so often. I don't know. Like, to me, I feel like you can get by without it as long as someone's just as long as by asshole you mean that someone could be like brash and in your face in a situation that needed to be that way. I'm okay with it. Anyways, we had the trailer for WandaVision come out. So previously we only had the teaser. Now we had an actual trailer come out. And
did you nerd out when you saw him in the Halloween-esque costume of classic Vision?
Yes, because we've seen Wanda in the teaser. It showed a brief glimpse of her wearing her costume from the comics. So I was flipping out when I got to see that. Also, the different costumes, different iterations of them that we're seeing. They didn't go into this in the trailer, but this is obviously Wanda coping with the loss of Vision. Spoilers for Endgame. Sorry, for Infinity War.
By the way, if you haven't seen that yet, please I don't want to lose listeners, but please turn the show off. Just do it.
I would imagine that people have seen that already. So Vision has died as much as an android can die. This has happened in the comics before, so there's precedent for what's happening to an extent. Now, I think what's happening in the trailer, and I think it's kind of what everyone else is thinking, is Wanda is coping with the loss of Vision, and she's created this fake universe to cope with it. Cope with the loss of her love because she's bending reality. I think it may be a pocket universe or something that she's created.
Time out. So you're saying Vision's dead?
As dead as a robot can be.
I'm shocked.
Is that a robot joke?
Could be.
Maybe.
You did hear the sound effect, right?
Nope, we didn't.
So obviously, Falcon and the Winter Soldier were supposed to be, heading into 2020, the first Disney Plus show that we got. Due to the COVID, that is not happening. It will be coming out in 2021. They don't know when. They have updated the Disney Plus page to let people know it will be 2021. So WandaVision will be the first Marvel Disney Plus show that we get.
Mm-hmm.
And a little bit other casting news as far as Disney Plus shows go. Marvel has found their She-Hulk.
Yeah. I'm happy about this, by the way.
Tatiana Maslany.
Mm-hmm.
Maslany.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
From if you've seen Orphan Black, you know her work. She's an amazing actress, playing all the clones. I mean, it's amazing.
I would have liked to have seen Ronda Rousey or
Man, she can't act. I mean, I was gonna go with what's her name, Alison Brie. I think would do a pretty good job.
she's too tiny.
She doesn't have to be tiny. She doesn't have to be big, dude. She's gonna Hulk out.
That's true. Well, no, I mean, even hulked out, she's about the same size as she regularly is, isn't it?
No, she hits like 7 feet tall. She's not 7 feet tall in real life. I mean, if you want to double check me and Google it, but I'm pretty sure She Hulk gets up to like 7 feet when she hulks out and rips her clothes, similar to what her cousin does. But yeah, in real life, I want to say
Ooh.
she's like 5'10".
You know who else could have been good?
Who's that?
Adrian Palicki.
What was she from?
She played Mockingbird on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay.
She could have been good as well. But,
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm actually going to Wikipedia as we speak here.
Yeah, because with She-Hulk, you need to go in more to her personality than you need to go in physicality, because when she's Jennifer Walters, she's not she's not an intimidating force at that point. I mean, other than her being an amazing lawyer, she
Okay,
shouldn't be
so
physically intimidating at that point, in my opinion.
so she doesn't get like huge like the Hulk, but yeah, it does look like she does get taller.
She's six. Okay, so if you go to Marvel write-ups, she's 6'7" according to them. I thought she was taller. When she's a human, she's 5'10".
Okay.
So I don't even care. It says 5'10". Like, that doesn't matter to me. What matters is the difference in her physical, not just stature and just overall tone, and everything is going to change. Skin tone, muscle tone, everything. And in fact, if she's shorter, it's going to make it even more dynamic. But yeah, she definitely grows. She just doesn't get as she's not as beefy. She's not as massive as Hulk, but she's ridiculously strong.
Well, there is rumors that Mark Ruffalo, in some way, shape, or form, will be involved in the She-Hulk show.
Yeah, I think he needs to be. Even if it's just a small role, he needs to be. We'll see what happens. Mark did confirm that he's working on further projects as Hulk. However, if you know about the legality, they can't do a Hulk movie without Universal signing off on it. But Hulk can be used in other movies. So, like, for example, they could have, not that they're going to, they could have like a future X-Men Wolverine movie where Hulk is a big part of it, and then you have Hulk fighting Wolverine. They could do that. They can't put Hulk's name into the title. Yeah.
So Wolverine versus blank. And then it could be versus Hulk and versus Thor, like they did with the animated version.
Yep, but you can't. But they couldn't do a Wolverine versus Hulk movie and call it that. They'd have to call it something else. Call it
Interesting.
Like Wolverine versus the World, and have him like fighting multiple people or something like that. But anyways, that goes off on a tangent. One of the things I wanted to point out to pivot back over to WandaVision is one of the things that is Catherine Hahn's character in the trailer, which I'm really happy that she's in it. The whole cast is great. Catherine Hahn's character. What's
Kat
that?
Dennings.
Oh yeah. Kat
Darcy
Dennings
returns.
Yep. But Catherine Hahn's character is labeled in IMDb as Agnes.
Okay, why is that a big deal?
So
now, if this let me explain this. If this is your first time listening, I have made it known, as it pertains to the comic books and the history of a lot of the characters. I don't know a lot of the backstory like Patrick does. and I've made this known. Now, when it comes to the cinematic universe, there's not much I don't know.
Sure. So Agatha, so it's listed as Agnes. Okay. I
Mm-hmm.
think she's Agatha Harkness. Agatha Harkness. Agnes is what I think. I think it's a wordplay. Agatha Harkness. If you want to, you can go ahead and Google her if you want. Agatha Harkness helped helped Wanda develop and control her powers. And not only that, she is the nanny to one Franklin Richards, Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four's son. So bigger role for her possibly in the future. But yeah, Agatha Harkness is a witch who helps Scarlet Witch essentially control her powers because it's way too much for her.
Yeah, because we've got, as of right now, the cast list.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Paul Bettany returning as Vision. Kat Dennings as Darcy Lewis. Catherine
Very
Hahn
happy
as
about that.
Agnes.
Mm-hmm.
Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch.
Wanda. Mm-hmm.
Randall Park making his MCU return as Jimmy Woo.
That's right.
Teyonah Parris as Monica Rambeau, which last time Monica Rambeau was seen was in Captain Marvel, and she was a 13 or 14-year-old kid.
Thought she was younger, but yeah. So now we get to see grown-up Monica Rambeau.
Mm-hmm. So in this cast, as of right now, they're only shooting 6. They've only shot 6 episodes, I believe. That's all the first season is going to be.
I'm pretty sure that's all the season will be, and it may be standalone. It may not have a second season.
So Vision, Darcy, Agnes, Scarlet Witch, Jimmy Woo, Monica Rambeau are in all 6 episodes.
We've got some 3-episode or 1-episode people that pop in. If you don't want to be spoiled by anything else, then obviously we're quasi spoiling things because certain people that show up in the trailer may not show up in every episode. But the cast looks great. It's a nice small tight cast, which I think is going to help with the story that they're telling here.
Well, the rumor that I've heard, and this is strictly a rumor of kind of the setting of the show, is that Scarlet Witch is done. She doesn't want to use her powers. And she goes to kind of a, I guess the nice way to put it, a psychiatric facility.
Okay.
And that's where she meets Kat Dennings. That's where she meets Catherine Hahn, and so on and so forth. Now, one of the other characters, and the only reason I say that is because there's a guy here listed for one episode as Orderly.
Mm-hmm.
One of the characters, Shane, I'm not even going to pronounce that last name, Tactical Sword Agent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sword's an interesting field. Sword's interesting.
Because there is a rumor that Monica Rambeau is part of Sword.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, Sword is essentially like the S.H.I.E.L.D. offshoot that deals with aliens.
Which, if you saw the end of Far From Home? Yes, Far From Home.
Yep.
You saw Nick Fury in the after credits scene up in what looks like a space station or spaceship.
Correct, because the Kree were taking the place of him and I always forget her name, Colby Smolder's character.
Maria Hill.
Yeah, Maria Hill. So taking place of the two of them.
The Kree?
Yeah.
Skrull.
So I'm saying the Skrull. Sorry, the Skrulls were taking place of the two of them. Yeah. So this could be what Nick Fury's been working on while being replaced, so that way people don't realize that he's in even super secretive within a secretive program.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing that a lot of people didn't get. In the comics, eventually Tony Stark actually becomes the director of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's so much stuff from the comics they completely jumped over. Now, there is another rumor coming out, and we love our rumors here at Breaking Cinematic Universe, the BCU. There's a new rumor coming out regarding Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, directed by Sam Raimi. Have
so
you heard
excited
this
about
rumor
that.
yet?
No, I haven't, but I'm just, I mean, I don't think I have, but I'm excited. I'm so excited that Sam Raimi's attached to this, but go ahead, hit me up with it.
Tom Cruise as an alternate dimensions Tony Stark.
Okay. If that's true, I'm gonna lose it because Tom Cruise was the number one
Uh huh.
was the first in line to play Tony Stark.
If Matthew
Oh man,
McConaughey was here, he would give us a all right, all right, all right.
man, that's just so cool. And for those of you who don't know, I think I told this story on BCU before, but Tom Cruise essentially didn't want to have the helmet on. He wanted his face to be shown all the time as Tony Stark.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't. I think because he didn't understand. No, we're going to see your face in these shots that show you in the helmet. I think he had a problem visualizing that because when you see Tony Stark in the helmet, it doesn't look like he's, it's a black, you guys have watched Iron Man, you know what I'm talking about. It looks like a camera would be inside of the helmet. However, it's kind of panned out further than a camera could actually be. I think he had trouble visualizing that, honestly. I think they were trying to tell him what
Well,
they were doing, and he was like, no, people need to know it's me.
the cool thing is that they also took that and used it in Iron Man: The Armored Adventures
Mm-hmm.
with Tony Stark as a kid. They use that same kind of theory of like the suit is inside the suit is bigger than what it looks like. You
Yeah.
know.
So it's a TARDIS. Is that what we confirmed? Do we confirm that this is actually
No.
this is
There are no
actually?
Sonic screw yourself drivers.
Oh, come on.
You like how I did that there?
I had to, yeah, but I had to make the connection. So in wrapping up for this, when it comes to the Scarlet Witch series, this is, I mean, we know that the WandaVision series, Scarlet Witch is going to be involved in Doctor Strange multiverse. So I'm wondering if we're going to see Agnes in that as well. I don't know how to feel about her going to a place where they said she doesn't want to use her powers, or maybe she's coping with the loss of vision. But I could totally see Catherine Hahn's character of Agnes being someone who's working there and uses it to her advantage and is messing with her, or maybe not in a completely nefarious way, but specifically forcing her to go through all of this and being an antagonist who eventually becomes a colleague. I don't know. It could be interesting.
Okay, so I'm on the Wikipedia page for WandaVision, and if it's
Okay,
on Wikipedia, it has to be accurate.
of course.
All right. So obviously we know who Elizabeth Olsen as Wanda Maximoff, Scarlet Witch. We know Paul Bettany as Vision. Tayana Paris as Monica Rambeau, the daughter of Maria Rambeau, who is the best friend of Carol Danvers. A younger version played by Akira Akbar previously appeared in the Captain Marvel film.
Mm-hmm.
Kat Dennings as Darcy Lewis, a political science major who is a friend of Thor. Dennings reprises her role from 2011. Jimmy Woo as FBI agent. Sorry, I thought he was S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, but FBI agent Jimmy Woo by Randall Park. And then, Catherine Hahn as Agnes, a nosy neighbor in quotations.
In quotations. Yeah, I don't think she's a neighbor in the way that people think that she's a neighbor. I think that I don't think she's a construct of Wanda, where a lot of the other things we're seeing in the trailer, the couple that they're having dinner with, Deborah Rupp from that '70s show being in there. I don't think they exist. I don't think the two of them exist.
I absolutely love her.
She's
But
amazing.
she does have an annoying voice.
Of course, but she knows she has an annoying voice. She goes just kind of steers into the skid there.
What are three things that go along with her character from that '70s show?
The annoying laugh.
Nope.
What?
Red Foreman's foot, and your ass.
Oh, I thought you meant with her. But yeah, that '70s show. Yeah.
Well, she's his wife, so it goes along with her. So
she's hilarious. So I'm happy she's in it.
No, I am too, and it's going to be interesting.
I want to know for sure, and I'm okay with it. I'd like to know for sure if this is the only season that we get of this, because I don't think that it's been fully confirmed, but I think this is going to be standalone.
Hold on, let's do a deep dive on the old Google.
See if I'm right on that, because I think, honestly, in my opinion, I think these work best as standalone series, as a standalone project. Same for Falcon and Winter Soldier. You have a standalone story you can tell in the episodic form, which allows you to have more breadth of storytelling, which is how they should have done Dune, which the Dune miniseries did better in regards to the story. It's going to do better than than trying to do repeated seasons.
I'm not seeing anything on season 2 yet.
Yeah.
And I'm not seeing anything that says it's going to be standalone. So we shall see when all that comes to fruition. I'm still saying the two shows I'm looking the most forward to: Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Moon Knight.
Moon Knight is going to be interesting. In I think Falcon and Winter Soldier will be good, but Moon Knight, for them to do the character well, to do the character justice, and differentiate him from Batman, which he's a different character than Batman, but I think a lot of people, when they hear about Moon Knight, they just think, oh, well, he's like Batman. He's like Marvel's Batman. He's different. And I think it would be a really good story if they tell it right. I'm still waiting for a good for the Spawn movie, in my opinion. For some reason, I have the two of them linked together in my mind, but I'm waiting for a good for the Spawn movie to finally happen, which has been in pre-production forever.
Well, they casted not Michael J. White, Jamie Foxx.
Yeah. You got Jamie Foxx and Jeremy Renner attached to this thing. Make it happen. Seriously.
Todd McFarlane's directing.
Yep.
All right. Jeremy Renner's playing Twitch Williams. Jamie Foxx is playing Al Simmons. Spawn. Brandon Sirota is playing Eddie Frank. Yeah, no other updates. Last update was March 31st, 2020.
Yep. I don't know, COVID sucks, but come on. Yeah, I was going to say COVID.
I mean, at this point, dude, everything's going back into production. Like, everything's going back into production. Bars are reopening. And by the way, for those of you that say the bars were the ones causing the spikes in COVID, did anybody else notice that after the bars shut down, they were still spiking? Just saying.
You got a 2 or 3 week wait on the gestation. I'm not gonna get into it now, but I've got in the past 2 weeks, I have 3 more people that I know who've got it, and one of them, it's not pretty.
Oof. Well, it is.
It's not pretty. I just messaged you some of the details.
Yeah, I see it.
Yep. So it's not pretty, and not only that, I've got one who had it in March, who's in her early 30s, and she's still struggling. She's what they call a long hauler, so she is still struggling with the effects of it, and it has swung back and felt like she had it again, tested positive again twice. So on the record, she's had it 3 times. I don't think she's actually had it 3 times. I think it's just stayed in her system that long. But she's been coping with it since March.
Jesus.
Yeah, and there's really messed up details in there too. So yeah, and she didn't. I think it was almost 2 weeks between when she contacted the person to when she had her first symptoms and when she was tested. So you don't know.
No, I mean, there are some people that have gotten it and it's been bad. 200,000 people. Yep. There's been some people where they were asymptomatic and never even knew they had it. So, but anyways, this is not breaking pandemic universes. This is breaking cinematic universes. And I think that does it for us this week. I don't think there's anything else really upcoming to talk about right now. I mean, you went and saw New Mutants, and you weren't too pleased with that.
I wasn't. I think if it was on streaming on Netflix, I think I would have felt better about it. But yeah, I think that's it right now when it comes to just real quick as we wrap up. They did see we have gotten confirmation Supergirl season 6 the last season. I don't know if you saw that.
Really?
Yep.
That's kind of shocking.
Yeah, I think they're trying to wrap. I think DC's trying to wrap up a lot of their projects. They're trying to wrap up a lot of their projects to reorganize, especially with the DCU stuff. What is it called? The uh, DC projects that are being moved over to HBO Max. I think there's going to be more restructuring since they also had a huge layoff when it came to the TV division. So we're going to see some shuffles.
Well, I mean, Grant Gustin's come out and said season 7's the last on his contract.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I wouldn't be shocked if the Flash season 7's the last season.
Yeah. And honestly, 7 seasons, that's a good amount. I mean, not everything can be Supernatural or The Simpsons where they just keep going. I prefer a series to have a designated ending, whether we know it or not, whether the public knows it or not, because otherwise you get situations where things just keep getting stretched, and you don't get to you either rush timelines, move them, or the plot is either stretched too thin, or things get rushed because you had to finish it at a certain time. So, yeah, I'm 7 seasons, 6 seasons. That's still a good run.
Well, I mean, look at Supernatural. Oh, by the way, Padalecki and Ackles both got babies.
Oh wow! Well,
both of them got Impalas.
Deserved.
Although somebody who wrote the article said they don't see Jared driving his around, but Jensen absolutely. Jensen be the one that still drives it. Yeah. And both of them have been open to doing either a Supernatural miniseries down the road or a movie, which kind of tells me Supernatural will be coming back in a few weeks for a short run to finish their final season, which pretty much tells me it's not going to end badly, like a lot of us were expecting it to end. Honestly, if I were them, I would have waited until the season aired to kind of say that. But, well, if you like sports, please be sure to check out the scrumsports.com. Currently in the thralls of the Stanley Cup final between the Dallas Stars and the Tampa Bay Lightning. We also cover the Bucks, the Rays. We did cover wrestling. That section, unfortunately, will be shutting down as of tomorrow. And MMA.
Yeah. And if you like video games, video game news, and all that jazz, check out TheLanCave. If you're already listening to this on, if you're already on the RSS feed for the podcast, you got it. If you're on a YouTube channel, you got it there too. Check us out for all that video game love.
And that does it for us this week. Thank you for taking time to listen to another episode of us bantering about dumb stuff that we find interesting, and hopefully you do as well. That does it for us this week. Thank you, and goodbye.
Later.